very tough to handle. David, thank you. And here's the upcoming schedule for Charlotte. On Sunday, they'll be facing off against DeMarcus Cousins and the Los Angeles Lakers. Then on Monday, they'll face off against Paul George and the Los Angeles Clippers. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Covington at the 4 with Towns in at the 5. Teague is at the point with Wiggins at the 2. And it's Graham in at the small forward. And for the Hornets, Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Rozier's out there with Bacon, and it's Bridges in at the 3. And the Charlotte franchise has been stuck in the middle for so long with Kemba Walker leaving this summer in free agency. Greg, is it time for them to hit the reset button?
A rebuild does seem in order. I'm not sure they have the stomach for it, but they need to tear it down to the studs and start over.
So off the tip at Charlotte. Here's Bacon. In the game against Chicago, very impressive. Rozier with the ball. Over Wiggins. They grab their own miss. Zeller. Pass to Washington. And the rejection by Towns. Pass to Rozier. Just 5 on the clock. From deep three-point range. But they'll get another chance. And Zeller kicks to Bridges. Passes it to Rozier. 5 to shoot. Charlotte gets it back. Bacon's shot is off. And Teague's got the ball here for Minnesota. Knocked loose. Towns, the pass to Teague. Back to Towns. There's Bacon. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Clark, I'm assuming all the coaches in the NBA have put in their new plays by now, or am I wrong? Will they introduce some new things, new actions throughout the season?
Well, I tell you what, you talk about the coaches in the NBA, they all have PhDs in basketball, and they are always tinkering and making adjustments, Kevin.
2 shots.
First free throw is good.
And, you know, even though in today's game floor spacing is all the rage, the last 5 years the Wolves attempted the fewest threes in the league. And when they did shoot them, they didn't make very many of them.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And on top of their troubles from range, the Wolves have also had trouble on the defensive glass.
Yeah, and if you can't rebound and you're not shooting it well, you've got to figure out who you're going to be. Your identity is in question. That's what the Wolves are trying to figure out. Who are we? What do we do well? How do we win? How do we succeed? To get to the next level, they've got to answer that question.
And here are the Hornets now. Jeff Teague unable to get his shot to go. And Towns throws it down.
Staying alert and aware. Wiggins sees his man flash to an open spot. Pass is right on the money.
Rozier kicks to Bridges. Here's Zeller. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Teague deciding where to go with it. Takes it out to Covington. And the 3 ball is good.
Man, nice perimeter shooting by Robert Covington. Just has such a really aesthetically pleasing release on those long ball attempts.
Now, here's Rozier. The pass to Washington. Now, Bridges. Shot from the wing. And he hits the jumper for 2.
Yeah, just beating good defense. And you see Bridges' jump shot. Low release point, a little bit of a push shot, but he shoots it for a pretty good percentage.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, you look at Jeff Teague, and his game does not have a lot of flash, but his handles, those are rush hour caliber. This guy has that ball on the string, folks.
And he makes the first. And with Teague, Clark doesn't do anything flashy, but the stats do add up.
Yeah, he's very steady and quiet, understated. But you watch him out there, and he's a competitor now. Before last year, Teague had made the playoffs 9 straight years in a row, and that doesn't happen by accident.
And he makes the first, but misses the second.
And Teague is just the player you want drawing fouls and getting to the line. A solid free throw shooter. And, you know, the Timberwolves made Karl Anthony Towns their franchise cornerstone going forward. Cat signed a 5-year deal worth $190 million, and really it's not even a question. He's the present and future of this team.
The first one falls. And with Towns in his extension, Clark, it would have been hard to imagine the Timberwolves doing anything different.
Yeah, you know, I think it's really rare to find a player so complete at this young age as Towns is. I mean, the production he gives you with his scoring and rebounding is really irreplaceable.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Pass to Zeller. Back to Rozier. Covington with the steal. Wiggins surveying the floor. Rozier against Teague. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Excellent, outstanding control in the pick and roll. Teague knows how to pick apart a defense when he's operating with the ball in his hands there.
Now, here's Rozier. No points in the game yet for him. Pass to Bridges. Here's Washington. Passes it to Rozier. Offline with his 3.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And now here's Rozier, the fast break chance. The pass to Washington. And it's Jeff Teague with the rebound. Now the Timberwolves with it. A big stretch here going 10-2. Covington passes to Towns. Over Rozier. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Teague's got his second basket of the night.
Can't take Teague lightly from the mid-range now because he's consistent at cashing in from there.
Pass to Bridges. Pass to Bacon. Teague against Rozier. Shoots it up. Buries the jump shot.
It took him a while, but he finally gets one to fall.
And Teague's got the ball here for the Timberwolves. Tipped away. And here's Wiggins. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Brooklyn.
And he was relentless in that one. I mean, he wanted to be the first to every rebound and almost was.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Rozier. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Jeff Teague. And one of those little spark plug guys, Terry Rozier, plays the game with Greg, I think, a chip on his shoulder.
I mean, the story goes, as a kid, when his temper flared, his mother would have to sit on him until he cooled down. He's learned to channel that fire and emotion into his game.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Rozier.
When you watch the Hornets play, you can expect a very controlled game.
Yeah, you know, they don't push too much and make silly mistakes. Fantastic when it comes to minimizing turnovers, controlling the pace. They've been one of the best teams at keeping turnovers down since 2014.
Malik Monk, he's checked in for Dwayne Bacon. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's Teague. 5 points in the game. Passes to Towns. Poked away. With some arc. Minnesota with the rebound.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
He kicks to Teague. Pulls up. No good on that one. And Charlotte will come the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Well, it's easy to score when you're facing very little resistance. That's why their offense looks so good in that one.
Well, I think it was a combination of things, quite honestly, but the defense didn't really offer them a challenge all night. I agree with that.
Shot clock at 3. Turnaround Jay. The shot by Monk is no good.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Now here's Towns. He picked up 36 points in their last win against the Nets in Brooklyn.
And he also controlled the backboard as well. I mean, he really did a terrific job.
Now here's Rozier. Following the miss by Andrew Wiggins. Rozier against Wiggins. And Zeller kicks to Monk. Charlotte again missing.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
Hornets trail by 6. And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Vonleh comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Napier in for Teague. Now, here's Monk, covered by Wiggins. Kept alive. Over in the corner, Zeller. Dishes it to Bridges. Charlotte moving the ball around. And he gets it back. Timberwolves leading by 6. Wiggins passes to Towns. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
The pass to Zeller. Now, here's Monk. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Just 5 to shoot. Puts it up. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game. And the Timberwolves with possession here. So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And it was one of those games where it was just hard to get anything going. And you could see frustrations emerge.
And you know what? Even though it was a frustrating night shooting the ball, they found a way to get it done and pulled it out. And a win's a win, and that ultimately is all that matters.
Okogie's checked in for the Timberwolves. Culver comes in for Andrew Wiggins. Here's Culver. Kicks it to Napier. Trying to end the drought. And the rebound goes to the Hornets.
And the young Timberwolves head coach, Ryan Saunders, son of former Minnesota coach Flip Saunders, About as great of a pedigree you could ask for as a young coach.
Well, guys, you've heard me talk about the DNA when it relates to players. It's the same with coaches. I mean, Ryan has grown up seeing his dad coach at a high level, the late Flip Saunders, one of our favorites in the business. He spent his whole life around basketball, so he has a great way with players and a real good understanding of the game, to a modern-day approach for a young coach.
Now, here's Monk. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And the dunk by Zeller.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Napier with it. Here's Culver. Pass to Napier. Here's Okogie. He's covered by Zeller. Okogie misses. Charlotte's gone 0 of 3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Pass to Zeller. Monk with the ball. 5 on the clock. Pass to Graham. Second chance shot. The Hornets keeping it alive. The new 14. Shot by Zeller, no good. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And the basket by Okogie.
How about the recognition from Culver? Terrific at realizing when the defense has broken down.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first.
Yet another player from the 2019 draft class who wasn't a top high school recruit. Jarrett Culver, 3-star guy, thin, unrefined, but in that sophomore year of college, boy, did he surprise some folks.
Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. In the third spot, the Timberwolves.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
Graham dishes to Monk. .129 left to play in the first. No good there.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
Hornets trail by 5. Here's Bridges. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Well, it doesn't matter where you place him in the lineup, Clark. Miles Bridges is going to make some plays.
Well, I love his rugged quality he has, guys. I mean, he can guard anybody at the 3 or 4 spot. Doesn't mind going up against guys that are bigger. Everybody knows about his athletic ability and dunking it, but he's got more in his package than that.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw.
And you think about the 2 best talents in Wolves history, KG, obviously, and probably Big Cat.
I would not disagree. I mean, KG is a Hall of Famer. And the Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, has been terrific early in his career. The rebounding and scoring, the versatility at that size between those 2 guys. Boy, it could have possibly been like the Admiral and Tim Duncan. Well, maybe not quite that good, but really good.
And one danger for this Hornets team, they could find themselves in that dreaded mode of mediocrity.
Yeah, you know, for a number of years, they've actually epitomized mediocrity. 500 pretty much all of last season until the very end. I think they either need to do a full rebuild and start from scratch or find a way to break out of this middle of the pack path.
Hornets trail by 4. 36 seconds left to play here in the first. Monk, the pass to Zeller. Shoots it. And there's Monk on the assist by Zeller.
And Monk has excellent timing on the catch and shoot. Takes no time in getting it off once he catches the ball.
Here's Okogie, defended by Bridges.
Who's watching here?
Here's Okogie. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Nets in Brooklyn. And there's the horn. We've seen some good defense on both sides, and the score is still close. Timberwolves ahead, up by 2. We'll get right back to the action when we return. The former #1 pick overall in 2015, Karl Anthony Towns, spoke about the aspirations of this team.
Every single day we're thinking about how can we be the team that we need to be to not only make the playoffs, but to make it deep into the playoffs and give ourselves a chance of being a championship team. We have so much talent. We have great veterans. We have a great front office, a great coaching staff. So with all that on our side, we feel we have a great chance to find that way to success.
Yep, one step at a time, Greg. That's the mindset to have.
Yeah, you can't have too much too early. But with Towns leading the charge, this team is in great hands.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort, defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
Williams and Zeller make up the front court. And there's Monk, and it's Graham in at the point. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. So the wing on the left. Here's Culver. Off target with his 3. Hornets trail by 4. Here's Bacon. Graham with the rebound. Timberwolves shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Now the pass to Napier. Culver with it. Knocked away. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here.
And here's a chance to look at stats for Zeller. He had a strong showing last season. He averaged about 10 points a game last year, 6 rebounds and 2 assists. And he was their top scorer throughout last season.
Well, his teammates knew whenever they really needed a basket, just look his way.
Charlotte making a switch here. Washington's checked in. Okogie for 3. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Williams has got 5 rebounds tonight.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Robert Covington's checked in for Minnesota. And so Graham will bring it up for Minnesota. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Pass to Culver. Vonleh at the elbow. Clock at 6. He kicks to Culver. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Poke loose. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Williams against Covington. Pass to Napier. Sweet little floater. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Minnesota.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
So it's the Hornets now, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Just 5 to shoot. Now, here's Monk. He's guarded closely. No good there off the double clutch.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Over to the wing. Culver passes to Vonleh. Who do you think is the best center right now, spacing the floor and also embracing the traditional responsibilities of a center?
Boy, I tell you, it wasn't until the playoffs of this past season that I got to see Jokic. My goodness, he is a
Something, isn't
joy
he? Wow.
to watch. His footwork, his shot making, his skill, and I think his passing is probably the best attribute of his game. But I would put him in that category because he can make the deep three. Embiid is streaky from there. In terms of the balanced approach, I think probably you could throw Karl Anthony Towns in that mix.
Good names. Terry Rozier's checked in for Charlotte. And the Hornets call time here.
And James Borrego, in his second year as head coach, wants an offense that relies on quick decision-making. They are looking to attack defenses early.
And, you know, that kind of offense, Greg, is one that's not easy to put into place. You've got to trust the players, and the players have to trust each other, and the players have to make good decisions. It's a steep learning curve, but I really think it's the ideal way to play once you get it all ironed out.
And here we have an opportunity to check out Karl Anthony Towns. Coming off a terrific season, 7th in rebounding, 9th in blocks, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game, one of the league's premier offensive threats.
He was a top 10 rebounder last season for good reason. He's an incredibly intense guy to compete with. And for a full game, too. I mean, just nonstop. Culver can't hit that one. And the Hornets now going the other way. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Timberwolves leading by 6. Good D by Williams.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
They could use a bucket. He can't get that one to fall. Good D by Covington. Minnesota's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Passes it to Towns. Over Washington. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Teague. Towns has got the lead up to 8 now for Minnesota. Hornets have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter. 0 for 5. In the corner, it's Monk. Back to Rozier. Williams trying to break free. And the basket by Rozier. Rozier's got 7 points in the game.
Sharing the basketball is a part of the game that Monk needs to continue to add to complement his shooting.
From 15 feet away, and the jumper is good. 8 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Simply taking advantage of what the defense has given them, and they've really made the most of it.
Now, here's Rozier. He's got 7. And the pass to Williams. And it's good from the elbow.
The in-between area, those spots, that's where Williams likes to get his shots.
Towns at the elbow. Wiggins outside. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Greg, no secret that many Minnesota fans are questioning the contract they gave to Andrew Wiggins as his development has seemed to plateau.
And with all due respect to Wiggins, it would be worth worrying about if you're a Timberwolves fan. Wiggins has taken a step backwards, I feel, the last few years in his scoring and seemingly has lost the edge to his game that made him such a promising young star.
That free throw, no good.
Well, you know, it's not been easy for Andrew Wiggins the last few seasons, guys. The production has just fallen short of expectations. He was a #1 pick back in his draft class and really has struggled to live up to what the fans have expected him to be.
Bridges, he's checked in for Malik Monk. Second free throw, no good. And with Wiggins, he's clearly a talented player, Clark, but people just want more from him.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and a lot of it is a matter of consistency. And when the expectations are high, being a former overall #1 pick, that pressure can affect you. But I think if Wiggins can just lock into being consistent, all of that will subside.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And the last 2 years, Karl Anthony Towns getting a rap as a bad defender. Clark, do you think that's fair to say?
You know what, Kevin? I don't think it's as fair as it once was. He's not nearly the defensive liability he used to be. He's better defensively one-on-one, and I think he's improved in his ability to switch and rotate on smaller players.
And the first one at the line is good. Clark, you were so good at such an early age in your basketball career. At what point did you personally realize just how far the game could take you?
You know, it really resonated with me, Kevin, I think at a summer basketball camp at Miami of Ohio when some of the better campers, high school campers, were asked to play with the college guys at night. And then during pickup games in my hometown of Cleveland with some of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow and Mike Mitchell, and being able to compete somewhat with those guys at 15 and 16 years of age and having them encourage me to keep going and that I'd have a chance to do what they were doing at the time, which was play pro ball. Yeah, you know, guys, this has been far from his best game. A disappointing outing for both him and the team. Picking up his second foul here, has to be careful because they can pile up quickly.
And so it's Minnesota with it, leading by 5. Teague kicks to Wiggins.
And in this quarter, they just haven't had the success from beyond the arc that they began the game with.
Rozier, the pass to Bacon. Over Wiggins. Bacon's shot is off. Timberwolves leading by 5. Pass to Wiggins. Teague with a clean look. Off target from three-point range. The Hornets shooting is definitely lagging at the moment. They're just 30% in the second quarter. And there's the call on Jake Layman. That is his first foul of the game. Zeller, he's checked in for Charlotte. And so it's Charlotte with it, trailing by 5. Pass to Bacon. 6 on the shot clock. And here is Rozier, covered by Wiggins. And there's the foul. It's on Miles Bridges. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Okogie's checked in. And it's Towns with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Teague against Rozier. Teague the pass to Wiggins. Here's Okogie. Lets it go from deep. Hornets with the rebound. Bacon's got his 4th rebound in this one.
You know, he hasn't made any threes this quarter after sinking just the 1 in the first.
Timberwolves leading by 3. Teague the pass to Okogie. Back to Teague. This one for 3. Buries it from three-point range. Teague's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And we've seen this offense step back into three-point land a little bit more in this quarter.
For better or worse, and it looks like the latter. I mean, those threes not really falling yet.
Now, here's Rozier. He's got 9. Shot clock at 6. Here's Bridges. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And the energy and athleticism of Bridges is off the charts. He is a tough cover for the defense.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And he shot foul shots at about a 75% clip a season ago.
And that one falls for Bridges.
And one thing the Wolves have done well over the past few seasons, taking care of the ball.
Yeah, you know, they squeeze it well. Low turnovers can be a double-edged sword, though. If you don't make many mistakes, maybe you're not being aggressive enough.
Both free throws good from Bridges.
And last year, the Hornets seemed on the cusp of making a run into the playoffs. Never could quite get there.
And, you know, they had a chance to make some big moves at the deadline, but refrained from doing so. The team hasn't made a big roster splash in a long time, and you know the fans are starting to beg for a shakeup.
Teague against Rozier. Here's Bacon. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. Bacon's got 5.
And there aren't many players more reliable from three-point range than he is, especially when the D's playing off him like that.
Here's Okogie. Steps back and fires. And Bacon pulls it down. Bacon's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Yeah, I tell you what, for him, this has been a game to forget. But somehow they still find themselves with the lead.
Picked his pocket. Fast break, Minnesota. Here's Towns. Got a hand on it.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Now, here's Rozier. He's got 9. Kicks it to Zeller. Latre. And it's the Hornets another 3.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Teague against Rozier. Now Teague. 8 points for him. Wiggins with the bounce pass. 4 on the clock. Here's Towns. It's deflected, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Charlotte making a switch here. Graham's checked in. Timberwolves also changing it up. Graham's checked in, and it's Napier in for Jeff Teague. Here's Graham. A 23-point game for him in the win against Chicago.
And don't forget about his assists. His playmaking was as good or better than his scoring. He was in complete control out there. And despite those shooting problems in the first quarter, they have the lead and look like they're finally getting it together offensively.
And the Timberwolves call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Lonley's checked in for Lehman. We've got 1:13 left here in the second. Graham, the pass to Napier. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. And the basket by Okogie.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Graham surveying the floor. Puts up a 3. The putback. It's good on the putback. Zeller's got the lead up to 4 now for Charlotte.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
And it's Towns missing. Charlotte has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And here is Graham. Passes it to Bridges. Lets it go from the wing. And there's another one for the Hornets.
And made only about a quarter of their shots in the first. Totally flat, but they bounced back and built a lead here with a much better second quarter.
And stolen by Graham. And so we wrap up the first half. Hornets lead by 6. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Carl, they made a run there at the end. How did that happen?
We didn't do a good job of closing the half. We got to contain them from not making shots. We just got to do a better job.
We'll see if you can do that. Thanks, Carl. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. The first quarter for the Hornets was fairly even. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They really touched on the right formula in the second quarter as they were able to pull out to a 6-point lead before the halftime break. Kenny, let's get your take on Charlotte.
Well, I thought that turning point was when the bench came in. Those guys really hustled, and they gave the team some energy, and then they started to score baskets. That was a bonus.
Shaq, what'd you think about Minnesota?
They're getting out-rebounded by a Shaq-sized margin, really big. From the get-go, they did not show enough effort. Usually when you're being out-rebounded like that, you're 10, 15 points behind, so things could definitely be worse.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Checking out the group now for Ryan Saunders to start the second half. Covington at the 4 with Towns in at the 5. Teague is at the point with Wiggins at the 2. And it's Graham in at the small forward position. Covington dishes to Teague. 5 to shoot. Floats one up, and it's good on the layup. Teague's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Timberwolves.
How about the delicate touch from Teague? I mean, guiding these floaters in well past the defense. That's an art, folks.
Here's Zeller. Towns with the defensive effort. Timberwolves trail by 4.
Cody Zeller, his level of activity is really contagious. I mean, that's what I love about his game. Excellent hustler on both ends of the floor. And he does a lot of good work just by staying active.
And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for the Timberwolves. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Here's Wiggins, and Wiggins throws it down.
Well, I think this is an ideal recipe for Wiggins. Attacking on the drive, making people try to match up with his athleticism. That's a winning combination for Wiggins.
And with Zeller and his activity, you see it on the glass as well.
Yeah, you look at Zeller, and he's a guy who really doesn't do anything great, guys, but he does everything really well. And to have a big guy like that is really valuable.
Here's Teague following the bucket by the Hornets. Wiggins outside. Covington trying to break free. Can't cash in from close range. Hornets leading by 4. Here's Bridges. Rebounded by Covington. Covington's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
And the dunk by Towns.
Hey, I tell you what, I've got a 39-inch shirt sleeve. Karl Anthony Towns has to be north of 40, and with that reach, you can see why he snatches up those rebounds.
Now, here's Rozier. He's got 11. Zeller inside, defended by Towns. Shot by Zeller, no good.
You know, it hasn't been his best outing, but they still find themselves in the driver's seat here.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And last year, a tough one for Jeff Teague. Just couldn't put together his normal level of play.
You know, Teague missed some games with injury, but his shot just wasn't consistent. His passing and playmaking were as strong as ever, but you just couldn't rely on him to score.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Teague. Clark, you ever think we'll see a player coach in the NBA again?
I don't think so, Kevin. The role is just so demanding. You know, it requires so much, and there's so much scrutiny now. I don't think you can effectively play and coach in this day and age. No, I don't think you'll see it happen.
Last one we saw was Dave Cowens back in the late 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's a long time ago, man.
With the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
And I'll tell you who I feel for. The Wolves fans. 1 playoff appearance in the last 15 years.
Yeah, and you know, they've had some exciting talent in Minnesota, guys, but they've done very little winning with that talent. I think the good news, though, when you want to spin it positively, they still have that talent, and a lot of the talent is young. Yeah, you know, not every point guard will be able to find an open man right there, but Teague is always looking for the right play.
Covington with the steal. Now here's Wiggins. He's guarded closely, and that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got 5 assists tonight. Rozier against Teague. Rozier kicks to Bridges. Outside Williams. 6 to shoot. The pass to Rozier. No good again that time. Minnesota leading by 4. Wiggins drives in. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
And there isn't a lot that they're doing well right now defensively. They just seem to be disconnected defensively in the second.
Charlotte calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
Culver's checked in for Minnesota.
All right, a moment to check out the stats for Wiggins, how he performed last season. He averaged 18 points a game, 5 rebounds and 2 assists. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Now, here's Rozier. 11 points in the game. Here's Zeller. Got it from 16 feet. Zeller's got 9 points. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Rozier against T. Covington passes to Wiggins. Here's the teardrop. Goes back up. Zeller grabs the board.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
And solid at just cutting through the defense. Give Bridges a lane, and he'll make you pay.
T kicks to Wiggins. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Monk.
Really good job of working the interior. You got to work it. You got to work it a bit. Wiggins attacking is able to draw the foul.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Timberwolves?
You know, I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've continued to bury the jump shots.
I've been impressed with how well they've penetrated tonight, too.
Free throw good, Wiggins.
You know, you think about Wiggins, drafted #1 overall a few years ago. So many high expectations, and to be fair and honest, he's met most of them.
And the Hornets making a change here. Graham's checked in, and the Timberwolves also making a change. Layman, he's checked in for Robert Covington. And he makes both free throws.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime? Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Now here's Teague. 12 points for him. Here's Towns. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
Williams passes to Graham. The dish to Monk. Got a piece of it. Lock at 6. He kicks it to Graham. Off target from outside. Timberwolves leading by 4. Now here's Wiggins. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. Minnesota making some changes. Lonley's checked in for Andrew Wiggins, and it's Napier in for Jeff Teague. Charlotte's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3. Zeller inside, Towns on him. And Zeller kicks to Graham. Monk with the ball. Charlotte again missing.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used this contribution.
Pass to Towns. Towns is doubled. Here's Layman. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. And the Timberwolves lead by 6.
I guess Towns got a little bit of point guard in him. The big fella with a beautiful dime right there.
Here's Monk. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. That gives him the double-double. 11 points and 10 rebounds. Outside, Towns. He dishes it to Culver. Second shot opportunity. That one goes in. Culver's got his second bucket of the game to go.
I'll tell you, Culver has an array of moves once he gets into the paint.
Graham kicks to Monk. Fires the 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Towns has got his 8th rebound here tonight.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I'll tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
And the Hornets call time here.
And, Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes, a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
Minnesota making a switch here. Okogie's checked in. Hornets trail by 8. Graham the pass to Bridges. Monk with the ball. Culver covering. Monk dishes to Bridges. Williams kicks to Monk from past the arc. That shot is off. And Minnesota will come the other way.
And was last season really the first full season we got to see of Malik Monk? It was given a sizable part of the rotation and showed why he was a lottery pick for this team.
Now here's Williams. Tries from 7. Zeller trying to free himself up. And there's the bucket as Williams finishes it off.
And at 6'9" now, Williams is a threat to score the ball inside, so you got to keep him out of the paint.
Here's Okogie. He has 5. Banked in off the glass. Okogie's got the lead, back up to 8 now for the Timberwolves. During most of his rookie season, Monk was relegated to the bench.
Not sure if it was development or opportunity. Hard to say for Monk. Fact is, you can see the knack for scoring he has, even if he's a bit of a volume scorer at this point.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Minnesota leading by 6. Here's Okogie. He has 7. No good. Now here's Bridges. Defense is right there. Minnesota with the rebound. Now Culver. Pass to Vonleh. It's stolen by Monk. To the middle. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
Washington's checked in for Charlotte. Dwayne Bacon comes in for Bridges. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Graham's checked in. Now here's Napier. Graham defending. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throw.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Napier. Hornets trail by 6. And here is Graham. .153 left in the third quarter of the game. Just 5 on the clock. And stolen by Napier. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Napier's got the lead up to 8 now for the Timberwolves. Graham with the ball. Minnesota with the rebound. Vonleh's got 4 rebounds in this game. 1:19 left to play in the third. Ball's knocked loose. Okogie the pass to Napier. Shot clock at 5. Here's Lehman. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Charlotte shooting 35% or so in the third quarter. Whatever they're trying is not working.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, you know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Now, here's Vonleh. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Passes to Okogie. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. And the Timberwolves lead by 8.
And offensively, they finally seem to be coming around after an ugly first half.
And, you know, to shoot that poorly early, Greg, and to have the lead now, they feel fortunate, but they've earned their good fortune.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Can't get it to fall. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Timberwolves ahead, leading by 5. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Then there's Terry Rozier, and it's Graham in at the 2 spot. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. Charlotte moving the ball around. The pass to Rozier. 3-pointer. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
Yeah, that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
And the foul on Dwayne Bacon. That is his first foul of the game. Teague against Rozier. Teague drives in.
Hey, you know, Kevin, when Teague drives, he's really good at baiting his defender into giving him path to the lane or committing the foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Teague. And so Teague hits 2 free throws. Here's Graham. Pass to Rozier. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That's his first foul. "60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. No one near Rozier as he lets it fly. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Now here's Wiggins. Unloads. Second chance shot. And Covington with a nice bucket inside. And the Timberwolves lead by 3.
Oh, Covington really is fantastic at getting his arms high in the air when he's attempting a shot inside. Really gives the defense no chance to catch up to it or get to it.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Pass to Bacon. Dishes to Zeller. Teague against Rozier.
Boy, I tell you, the long reach of Covington really bothering shooters. I mean, he enjoys making life difficult for whoever he's assigned to.
Teague drives in and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Rozier looking around. Zeller trying to free himself up, and it's Rozier missing. And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for Minnesota. It's a 3-point game. Towns, high post. He's against Zeller. Towns, the pass to Teague.
Yeah, and Teague keeps defenders off balance, out of their comfort zone, and quite often because of that, he's able to draw fouls.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Teague. Bridges, he's checked in for Charlotte. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
And even though he couldn't get all of them to fall, he did make it a 2-possession game.
Rozier against Teague. Down low and stolen by Wiggins. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. And here's Covington from the arc. And Rozier pulls it down. Rozier's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pass to Zeller. Back to Rozier. They get a hand on it. 6 on the shot clock. Charlotte no good that time either.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
And doing a really good job here of pounding it inside in the second half. Sound strategy with the lead.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
And the free throw, no good. Hornets trail by 6. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. To stop the drought, it's good from long range. Rozier's got 20 points.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Ryan Saunders' huddle. He really got after him in the huddle. He said, look, you can rest after the game. You got to put it all out there if you want to win this one. Back to you guys.
Towns comes with a double team. Towns with the steal. They're running. Stops, pops, and it falls over the rim and in. Graham's got 4 points in the quarter. Hornets trail by 5. Now, here's Rozier. And there's the pass to Bridges. Here's Bacon. Pass to Washington. 6 to shoot. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Here's Zeller. That's tipped. Timberwolves leading by 5. Now Teague. A floater. It's blocked. And they'll keep possession. Graham kicks to Wiggins. From deep. Zeller grabs the board. And here's Rozier. He brings it up for Charlotte. Pass to Bacon. Back to Rozier. Minnesota with the rebound.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Teague. Feeds it to Towns. And the level of detail that Robert Covington approaches defense with is just phenomenal. He is always prepared for his matchup.
Yeah, and that's why he's an outstanding defender, Kevin, because he's got the physical attributes. He's got excellent speed and quickness for a guy of his size, good length and strength, outstanding hands. But he does a nice job of studying his opponent and what he needs to do to be effective defensively. I think he's one of the better defenders in the game and on the wing.
And he knocks down the first one.
And good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half, doing a great job at the line.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Zeller dishes to Bridges. Zeller passes to Rozier. For 3. Graham with the rebound. Minnesota leading by 7. Covington wide open. He fires. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got 3 assists in the game. Passes it to Zeller. Shoots over Towns. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And so it's Charlotte with it. Zeller passes to Rozier. There's Bacon. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins. Do you think it helps the pace of the game with the NBA recently modifying the shot clock rule that after an offensive rebound, it doesn't go back to 24, it goes now to the new number, 14 seconds?
Well, I really like the rule because you don't have to bring the ball over the half-court line, which is 8 seconds, so it makes sense, and it does speed up the game, in my opinion.
First free throw is good. So he gets them both. Timberwolves leading by 8. Teague the pass to Graham. Back to Teague. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, love the attitude he's playing with here in the second half. Going strong to the hoop and getting to the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good.
And with as often as he's gotten himself to the line, it would be a big help if he could keep knocking them down like that.
He hits the second from the line.
And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
Now, here's Rozier. Bridges for 3. And the Hornets miss again. Here's Graham, and it's blocked.
He has the length to send shots back. I like seeing Bridges make his presence felt on this end.
Here's Covington. Towns down low. He's covered by Zeller. Wiggins outside. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Towns. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got 4 assists now tonight. Hornets trail by 11. Here's Bacon. There's the pass to Rozier. Great D that time from Teague. Timberwolves have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the 4th quarter. A 3-pointer, Wiggins, and another 3 for Minnesota.
I'll tell you what, how easy does Wiggins make the game look? I mean, in the flow, excellent stroke from distance. That's fun to watch.
Now, here's Rozier. Bridges for 3. Minnesota with the rebound. Teague's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. An easy 2 points on the layup. Teague's got 10 points in just the second half.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Rozier the pass to Zeller. Over Towns. Charlotte no good that time either.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Here's Wiggins. Pass to Teague.
Come get it, come get it.
Tries again. The offensive rebound.
And that's a nice job on the offensive glass there. That'll let them work the clock even more.
Just 4 to shoot. They shoot again. To the right side. Back to Wiggins. Goes up again. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And the Hornets making a change here. Graham's checked in. And the Hornets call time here.
And starting to send guys to the line way more than they need to. Let's get some good position defense going here. That should be the emphasis, and get away from the sloppy fouls.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jeff Teague.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
If he could only contribute like this for them every night, you can't overstate how much better it makes this team when he has a game like this, and on the road no less. Hornets trail by 16. Looking to end the run, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one is on Towns.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
And that one falls for Graham. He's off on the second.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Yeah, they've brought the sandpaper edge to their attack, really fighting and scrapping inside. A lot of grit and grind with these guys.
Now here's Towns. Back to Teague. Shot clock at 6. Pulls it from 20. Good on the jump shot. Teague's got 12 points here in the second half.
And, you know, if there's anybody who's okay with taking shots late in the shot clock, I think it's Teague.
Graham dishes to Zeller. Tipped away. It's stolen by Teague. It's rebounded by Charlotte. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth. And Covington sends it back. And he's able to get it back. And the Hornets miss again. And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. 17-point lead, their biggest. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Zeller. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Biombo is checked in for Zeller. Hernan Gomez comes in for Washington. Kid Gilchrist is checked in for Miles Bridges. And Martin subbed in for Dwayne Bacon. And he can't get the first one. Clark, do you think we in the media overemphasize championship rings when talking about an individual player's legacy?
Yeah, I think when you talk about an individual player's legacy, a player can be a champion without a championship ring. I know there's another level of champion which includes a championship ring, and sometimes it gets distorted in my estimation because an individual only has so much impact on a team being a championship team. There are no individual team champions. Teams win championships. Being a key player or a role player on a championship team is certainly worthy of recognition and being held in high esteem, but I don't like to see championship caliber players being diminished in the court of public opinion because they didn't win a team championship ring.
Like Stockton and Malone.
Exactly. You could go down the list, a number of guys who just weren't, for whatever reason, able to get the ultimate in a team championship, but had championship Hall of Fame careers.
Now here is Martin. Jeff Teague unable to get his shot to go. And it's Martin penetrating and out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
And this has been a comedy of errors. I mean, you can just add another one to the list.
Some changes for Minnesota. Bates Diop's checked in, and Culver's subbed in for Teague. And here's Napier. 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Bell. Clock at 6. Napier with it. Offensive rebound. And Bell kicks to Zhang. Passes to Culver. Here's Bates Diop, covered by Martin. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Andrew, an impressive win for you guys. How will you look back on tonight?
It feels great, I think the whole team played great. We shared the ball, we grabbed rebounds, we made big possessions, so I think it was a great game.
Hey, Andrew, congrats again. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.